Hey guys, Mad Rabbit, and back in Minecraft Adventures. I haven't done one of these in a long time, and I want to explain why. Because today I'm actually going to show you why. Show you the long arm of the horrible crap I gotta go through. For every episode, they have to build something. One thing I don't quite understand is why I have cows around here all of a sudden. There's a cow over there, there's a cow here, there's a cow over on the other side. And this area is pretty much desolate as far as animals go. Okay, so what I was really talking about. Oh, sorry. Things are a little jumpy right now. Alright, let me get down here to where I do my strip mining. Because today I'm going to do strip mining, and that's exactly why I'm showing the episode. Because I think some people, they probably want like a new episode every day. And I really wish I could do that for all the shows. And I have to admit that lately I haven't felt much desire to do a lot of this stuff just as consistently, just like for hours and hours on end, like I typically do. Um, it's just, you know, it's the gathering of resources for the adventure mode that slows me down. That's the essential thing of it, and that's sort of what I really want to bring forth today. That it's quite a bit of work. Now, this one here, Unbreaking and Fortune. Now, Fortune is a good one. I keep thinking of hearing zombies. But for this here, now we probably do have, well, let me just secure underneath it. Yeah, there we go. I just didn't want to lose, the stuff. Let's see. I gotta make sure I got something here for emergencies. There we go. Now, we'll get, instead of just having like maybe one dropped, you'll get several. You see here, 3. Ooh, nice. So you save that for only certain things. So you don't use this at all for just typical mining, okay? So this is a very good one, particularly when you got Fortune 3 on it. And it's Unbreaking 3, so it's going to last a very long time. If I'm careful about not getting myself killed and whatnot. See, now we get to try right now. So I did not know that. I'll probably have to. Yeah, sadly I'm gonna have to use it for this, aren't I? No, I don't really want to do that. I only want to use it on the actual thing itself. Alright, so we got diamonds here. Let's see, how many do we get? Normally you just get 1. Alright, how many did I get here? No, I just got 1. That sucked. Okay, redstone. Redstone. Maybe it doesn't work on diamonds. They changed that? 2 diamond. Now, that time I dropped 2. Maybe it's just like it's not an all the time thing. But either way, yeah, see, I'm only getting 1. And that time I got 3. Alright, so it's not without its flaws, but it's pretty good. So look at that. 11. You definitely live with that. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's sort of the thing, is the collecting of materials. I need tons of cobblestone to continue on with our work. So it becomes tedious to do such things when the whole resource gathering thing. And I had wanted to actually make this one of those episodes where I'm sort of talking about different stuff. Like, I'm trying to, like, this is going to be an ultra boring episode, but because I had nothing to build right now, I didn't have the materials for it. I said I actually wanted to continue to build some of those farm things, but I don't know. I might just take a break from building those stupid farm things for a little bit, and we'll go back to them maybe in a little while. I think today we'll just do some mining, we'll do some exploring, and we'll do some talking. I like talking. That's why I do this channel. Yeah. So if you see my recent Minecraft Creation Series episode, was it 102? Yeah, I was kind of in a surly mood. But I was pretty much over my anger regarding a lot of that stuff. So, yeah, I'm just going to try and shoot some episodes here and move beyond all that. But what I wanted to talk about today was something that's been bugging me for a while. And I know I'd brought up the James Bond movies, well, it was several episodes ago in this series. And I wanted to bring up Prometheus now. And I know you're probably like, Prometheus. Yeah, see now that's that movie that's supposedly sort of a prequel to the Alien movies. Now I am a big fan of the Alien movies, particularly the first and probably the second one. I mean, three and four. I mean, I pretty much watched these like a million times, and I almost know all the words by heart. I know a lot of the just I've I got like sort of the undeleted versions and all that stuff. So when Prometheus came out, I mean, I had high expectations. Let's just say that. I was like the preview of it, the way they did the preview, just looked like it was going to be an incredible movie. Now I had a suspicion. It's had all kind of weird chariot of the gods stuff, and I'm not sure if everyone really knows what that is. It's sort of like what the Scientologists believe, all kind of weird, crazy crap about aliens kind of seeding all these different planets. Now you can choose to believe what you want to believe. Me, obviously, I don't believe that, but I think that's sort of where Ridley Scott, was sort of getting his. Oh, look at this, more diamonds, huh? Well, anyway, that's sort of what Ridley Scott was. Ooh, three. Oof. All right, sorry guys. Diamonds distract me. That's where Ridley Scott was getting some of his motivation for this prequel, I guess. But the thing was, it's just the continuity thing is what pisses me off. All right, you don't understand what continuity is. I know it's some of you young guys that no clue what I'm talking about. So maybe this is maybe an episode more for some of the older people that watched the original Alien movie, which is actually, to me, the original first Alien movie was a downright scary movie. I mean, it's just downright scary. And this is back during an area where people were making movies that were actually scary and just lived up to. I don't know. They knew how to make scary movies back then, but now they make scary movies and it's really just they're more like bizarre movies now. They're not really scary. So now all the critics are saying, or all the people that the sound bites they used on this were like saying, "Oh, Prometheus is a scary movie," and kind of like in the tradition of Alien. All right. First off, this is going to be an episode with spoilers. So first off, if you haven't seen the movie and you wanted to see it, I'm sorry, but some of what I'm going to say here is going to be like might ruin it for you. I just want you to know that first. All right. That being said, so if you don't want to hear that stuff, back out of this video. Don't watch this one. I'm obviously not going to be doing much or anything of real value in this episode anyway, except for talk. But that's sort of why you guys listen to me anyway. But I digress. So, where was I? I don't know now. Now I completely lost my train of thought. Let's just try this one more time. Boom. Yay. Several. Alright, Prometheus. Now we're going back to the first Alien movie. First Alien movie, downright scary. Good horror movie. Had a lot of science fiction aspects to it. Good. I like that. I like science fiction, obviously. And, so to me, like, the way they were promoting it was just like, they're full of crap. It wasn't that scary. First of all, it wasn't scary. Second of all, it really didn't tie in to the extent that I was hoping to. Prometheus was not like a direct prequel to Alien, because the creatures that were born and some of these experiments that these other alien type dudes were, that supposedly their premise is supposedly engineered humanity and supposedly engineered the aliens. Yeah, well, supposedly the creatures that were in this one actually were not. They were not the alien creature, but they. At the very end of the movie, you'll see like some kind of creature pop out of one of the chests of one of the other the engineers. I'm gonna call them the engineers. That's sort of what they're calling them, the engineer types. So those were the aliens that created us and created the other aliens, right? So the xenomorphs. We'll call them the xenomorphs. So that's what they called them in what was it? The second Alien movie. So for lack of a better term, we'll call them xenomorphs. So yeah, the whole thing with that was, I guess it's the whole. What am I trying to read? What am I really trying to say here? What I'm trying to say is it really wasn't a direct correlation. So what was born from the chest of one of the engineer types at the very end of the last one of the last final scenes was something that looked a little bit like those xenomorph aliens, but not quite. So it was just it sort of had some vague shape like an alien, but it didn't. And the chick got away at the end with one of the aliens. But the whole point was, what goes back to all the original Alien movies, the four movies, we call them the quadrilogy, is that the Alien movies, the real villain wasn't so much the aliens. It was the company that was the villain. Now I know you're probably saying, wait a minute. These aliens rip through people's chests and they're sort of the villains. Yeah, that's the obvious choice. Now the thing is, you got to remember, Alien, the very first Alien, the whole point was they're going there. They woke up from their cryo sleep, right? And they're on that. They're in a system that's actually unfamiliar. They go, wait a minute. This is an Earth. Why did we wake up from cryo sleep? The computer woke us up. Now, okay, so they go down there. They investigate a distress signal. So they go down there, investigate distress signal. The alien comes up, impregnates the guy, pops out. That's the whole thing there, right? And then you're on to the natural goodness of a really good scary movie of something that at that time hadn't been done before. It was just scary. It was back. Remember, this is the late '70s. So I mean, it was just really good. It was the alien design by H.R. Geiger. I did a lot of research on H.R. Geiger. He's a surrealist from Switzerland, and yeah, I actually did my art thesis on him and Salvador Dali. So I know no one knows what the heck I'm talking about, but yeah, I'm an art history minor, so that sort of why explains why I don't have a freaking job. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, okay. So I know a little bit about the. I think no, we don't want to use the diamond pickaxe here, guys, because these just drop ore blocks. You have to refine them. Oh, but I have to use it on the gold, just because I don't have a steel pickaxe. All right. Well, I'm sorry, I'm digressing here. At any rate, the alien was a really unique design. It was sort of like a surreal design by this Geiger character, artist, surrealist. He's a surrealist. So if you guys know who Salvador Dali is, this guy's stuff is very much like that. So hold on here. I don't want to die horribly. All right. Just want to make sure I'm safe and not gonna die horribly. And well, I guess you just can't really get that out, huh? All right. Well, that's fine. At any rate, yeah. So the Geiger guy made these aliens. They're a very unique looking thing, and at that point, nothing like that had ever been made. Obviously, these things are copied nowadays in the design of different aliens and whatnot, but this guy was sort of the originator of it all. So at the time, you got to remember that was the big thing. It was just something totally unique. It was very surreal, very alien looking, in the sense that it looks nothing like what the aliens would, you would like a scientist would say what would look like or something. Like we picture the ones that we see in the X-Files, like the big bubble head looking thing and all that. The grays and whatever they call them. That's sort of like the perceived view of what an alien would look like, right? If they were real. But either way, regardless, we won't go into that either. Okay, so the whole thing, scary alien, comes out. All right, does stuff, kills people. Next movie. Well, actually, let's go back into the first movie here, and I really have to address the thing. Why did they stop at the planet? And it's unscheduled stop. Why did the computer stop them? It wasn't because it just suddenly heard the signal. What you learn later on in the movie is that the company knew about this place all along, knew about the alien all along, and wanted the alien. So here's the thing with that, and this is the interesting thing. Okay, so Ridley Scott does this prequel called Prometheus, right? Now, supposedly just about everyone dies, but then the two get away at the end, right? The droid only is the droid's head, and the woman. Now, you would think that the people that got away must at some point make their way back and tell that company, the Wayland company, Utani Wayland, that these things exist, and there's more to these things than you know we might want them for our bioweapons division, right? So that's basically sort of the premise of the next movie. Now, what blows my mind is Ripley, the main character, aka Sigourney Weaver, her character. She knew, she learned all this stuff from that computer, right? Like the crew expendable, it said, and that robot went crazy in the first movie. So in the second movie, when they sent the Marines in, they didn't really want to. She didn't really want to go at first, but because there were people in danger, the colonists, she decided to go, right? Now she knew damn well from the first movie that this company basically murdered her crew. It wasn't so much the alien. Yeah, the alien did it, but it did what was natural to it. It kills. That's it, and that's what they want. Now, so second movie, she's reluctant to go. She eventually goes. Most likely, more. It's they almost seem to imply just to face her demons because she's like having all these nightmares and crap. Now, if you know this company that you're working for, once is for the bioweapons division, why the hell would you go back out again? So that kind of blew my mind. I know James Cameron took over on the second one, but man, I mean, to me, I'm not quite sure why she was motivated to go that second time. But at any rate, the company was the enemy the whole time. Now we sort of established in Prometheus here that the company owner at the time of that movie, that Mr. Wayland, who I won't go into that. I'll leave that as a spoiler. So if you haven't seen the movie, you will be a little surprised by that. But at any rate, um, my understanding is Prometheus got a lot of footage cut from it. And this sort of seems to be the problem with a lot of these movies nowadays. And I went back and did some research because I was trying to figure out there's still some huge plot holes that arise from these movies. Like, really, what is Ripley's real motivation to go back to this planet in the second movie that she did, the Alien movies, quadrilogy, I should say. I mean, is it just to face her demons? Doesn't make sense. But okay, so she goes back. Let's just say she goes back for whatever her reasons are, and we'll leave it at that, right? So, but we know the company that Burke, instant he gets there, even though he doesn't have much in the way of power, the Marines aren't listening to him and whatnot. That he wanted to sneak the embryos back through quarantine, and that's why he tried to get Newton and Ripley impregnated, and all this stuff. And then, okay, so we know the company still wants this thing. Third movie. Now we're drifting away here. The third movie had a lot of problems. I did a lot of research on the third movie because there's like a couple lines in this movie that basically ruin the continuity of the Alien movies in general. The third movie, even though I like the third movie, it's actually a scary. They're going back to their scary. They were going back to their scarier roots rather than the action route they went in the second one. So in a way, I thought it was pretty neat. But like in the third one, they she dug out the Bishop robot out of the wreckage of her crashed escape ship. And okay, so the whole premise of this third movie is pretty much blown away by the fact that Ripley's got a queen alien inside of her, and that there's another alien running around on that planet. That both of these supposed aliens came from. Now, what did they come from? In the second movie, the queen was the only one that got on the ship. Now, Bishop gets hooked up and says to this thing, and when she hooks him onto the computer in the third movie, says something like, "Yeah, they were with us all along." With us all along. They showed eggs in the deleted scenes. So if you have the kind of like the director's cut, technically it's not even a director's cut because that the director was pretty pissed off with the company that made a lot of cuts and changes to the story in that third one. So it was a convoluted story anyway, the third movie. So here's the thing. It was with us all along. What on earth does that mean? That's what ruined the original Alien quadrilogy for me. It was just that line there. It ruined the continuity of it, because wouldn't that mean or imply that the company had left those eggs on before they left at the beginning of the second movie? And why would they only hatch then? That doesn't make sense. So we're supposed to believe the queen brought them up with her. She had two with her. I mean, when she was walking through the hallways, it didn't look like she had any eggs under her armpits, like or in a backpack or something. Did she happen to pop out two full-sized eggs when she's sitting up in the landing, that landing gear kind of little compartment? Did she sprout out two eggs then? Don't you think Ripley and the bishop guy would have looked up there and seen the eggs just sitting there if she did pop out two eggs? So where the hell those two freaking eggs come from in the third movie? So if the company had the eggs all along, if that's what they were really implying, then why did they even need to go back, and why did he even need to go and land in the first Alien movie at all? Why even land if you? What do you need there? What do you need the alien for? If you happen to have an egg that was a queen egg, and the other one was like just a regular drone, I guess, if you're gonna think of it in terms of insects. So, all right, that's my spiel. I wanted to give a spiel on the Alien movies and how I love them, but at the same time, the continuity got so messed up by the company, and I don't think they fixed it in Prometheus. It was not fixed. It was not answered. Now, Ridley Scott said something. They have like a ton of footage coming out that's going to be added back in, plus a whole bunch of deleted scenes for when this Prometheus movie is going to be released on DVD. And he pretty much said this like a day or two after the Prometheus movies actually hit the movie theater, which tells me that the movie studio again ruined the movie and basically said, "Oh, we're going to cut a bunch of crap out of here because it's a little too long-winded." And basically, you're paying all this money at the movie theater for the full story and get a full grasp of the story, and you're not really getting the full grasp of the story because a lot of it was cut or gone. The motivation for all this, how much did these guys know? Why did that frickin' robot infect the guy? Was he just trying to find a longevity formula for Mr. Wayland? I mean, that sort of was what they were implying. So yes, I'm sorry for the spoiler there. I think that's sort of what the whole thing was. They're trying to find a longevity formula for the old geezer, Mr. Wayland, to keep living. It just was convoluted, and it still is. I wanted loose ends tied up in Prometheus. So what stands now is like they basically what they're setting it up for is more multiple movies in these prequels. Do they really intend to do that? I don't know. I don't really even know anymore. Given how lame Prometheus was, I mean, as far as horror, it really wasn't scary. So I don't really know how where are you going to go with it. He said it in an interview. If we follow the story of the one doctor that did get away with a robot head, they're going to go to the alien planet and confront them. So really, that's not going to investigate the aliens, and it's not going to investigate the whaling company too much. Maybe unless you kind of they might be they like actually they could delve into that in that movie. Then they said they'd almost have to make another movie, a third movie in this prequel, to explain exactly how these aliens became the aliens that they are. So if the whaling company knew about the aliens in their pre-evolved stage, then how on earth did they know about? How on earth did they get the eggs for to impregnate them in the third movie? It makes no sense. What I'm saying is, it makes no freaking sense. I can't stand this. It's just the stories are just so messed up, and I love the movies, and I wanted to love Prometheus the movie, but it was just so convoluted because of the continuity of the other ones was screwed up. I just why is that? Why am I driven crazy by this stuff? I watch these movies over and over and over again to the point where I learn them word for word. I know all the little secrets, and I watch the deleted scenes and all this stuff. And then it's like, oh, come on, man. Why didn't you tie up the loose ends like you're supposed to do? Then they didn't do it. Okay, guys, I'm getting off my Prometheus bashing soapbox. This episode probably went too long. I don't know. This was like boiling up in me. This thing about Prometheus for so long. I wanted to talk about it. So I guess the only ones that really can comment on it are actually the ones people that actually watched all the Alien movies and actually watched Prometheus. and maybe have some knowledge of this stuff. I mean, I'm probably not talking to really too many of my peeps, but I don't know. Maybe you guys are into this. I don't really know. All I know is like I feel the same way for Star Wars, and I feel like I want to do a spiel on that next. And sometimes I feel like I got to do some kind of spiel on something when I'm doing stuff in here. And so as you see today, we got ourselves some stone for our next project. Quite a bit of diamond, which means I can make more of these. I'm pretty much going to be invincible for a long time for these protection things. Alright, so I'm going to end this one because I went way too long. I know I did. And Mad Rabbit is now signing out. Adios, folks.